debt. Where's my credit card? No, that's not one. Oh, here's an Express. This is terrible. Now, I have a few platinum cards. Wait. But these things suck you up. You can get things now, but you gotta pay later, and it's the paying later that got you in trouble. You go to college, the next thing you open your mail, you got a credit card. And the first thing you think of, damn, excuse me, I can go get something. So then you fill up your credit card. Now it's time to pay. You didn't even consider the interest rate. Oh, Lord, how am I going to do this? My lights is due, my gas is due, my credit card is due. Well, I'll pay the lights. I'll pay the phone bill. I'll try to scrape some money together for the car note. But the rest of that stuff, I got to let that go. And the phone calls come. You don't want to answer your phone. Could be an emergency, but you don't want to answer your phone because everybody's asking for their money. Now they got a trick going that they let you buy a house. And the mortgage, you didn't read the fine print because you got out of school not learning how to read. And even if you did, you're too lazy to read the fine print anyway. So now you got a mortgage, you living in a nice place, and for 2 years the mortgage is manageable. Then all of a sudden, after 2 years, they tell you your payment is going up, your interest is going up. You say, but I can't afford that. It's too bad. You shouldn't have signed this. Next thing you know, they're foreclosing on your little house. Now, when I was crazy, not that I went in an insane asylum or nothing like that, but I bought me another Cadillac. It was a nice car. It was a Seville. And I fell on hard times. And when I fell on hard times, I went to the person that I'm supposed to pay. And I nicely told him, I have fallen on hard times. I'm not a thief. I'm not trying to rob you. But don't come up on my property to repossess my car because I've fallen on hard times. I was a little crazy in those days. And I'm not asking you to be crazy. I'm trying to get you to be sane. But I'm using this as a point because later I'm going to show you where America stands with her debt. And how debt can make you crazy when somebody calls the paper on you. I said, or I'll burn the car up. Because I'm not going to let you prosper from my hard time. Well, that man didn't come. He didn't send nobody. And I got a little gig and got me some money and went to his desk and paid him. But most black people, when you mess up, and most of us have just about messed up, the enemy don't show you no mercy. He come get your car in the middle of the night or in the daytime. He'll foreclose on your house and have the sheriff put your stuff in the street. You know what I'm talking about. So every house in America has incurred some kind of debt. Now, debt is only debt when you can't manage it. Because everybody owes somebody something. But the idea is when you're so stretched out in debt that you cannot manage it, that's when oppression comes in. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us a prayer. I seek refuge in Allah from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. Because once you owe, oppression follows. When I got married to my wife, Elijah Muhammad was making me a man. And I was not going to let a creditor punk me. You don't come to my house to take nothing from me. And you don't threaten my wife. So I told her, and she agreed, we ain't buying nothing on time. We're going to save and buy cash. I could not afford the fine bedroom suite that they offer you in these fancy stores. Don't worry, you can pay next year. So you got a house full of furniture, but don't have the means to pay next year, and then the interest compounds. So everything that we got was secondhand until we could afford to buy firsthand. Some of you are too proud. And the Bible tells you pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Don't ever be too proud to buy something used. Because hell, whoever marries you bought something used. Now, let's take this up to the government of the United States. In 2006, America posted a deficit of $450 billion. How did she get a deficit? She gets revenue from taxing. excise taxes, tariffs, taxes on corporations, trade. She builds her revenue base. All the money that came into the Treasury last year was not enough to equal what she had budgeted for that year. And the money that America took in taxes couldn't even pay the interest on what she already owed. So this is called a Federal Reserve note. They have United States currency, you see it in red. But the Federal Reserve note is in green. And they make sure they get that red one back. Now here you got a note. This is not created by wealth creation. This is created by debt. So the more debt America owes, the more the Federal Reserve gives the engraving corporation instructions to print more money. And the more money that they put in circulation, the weaker the dollar becomes, because there's nothing backing this dollar but the gross national product of America, the symbolic value of America, and the military might of America. That's what backs the dollar. Now hear me. The debt of America, the national debt, they said last year, December, was $8 trillion. $800 billion, increasing at $1.5 billion a day. That's the national debt. But I read something sent to me by my wonderful research team that if you're in a corporation, you can't have two sets of books. One book you use for this purpose, the second book you use to tell you the actual facts. America operates with two sets of books. One set of books is for the public consumption. The other set of books is audited according to accepted accounting practices. And the debt that they show the public is not the real debt of the country. Woo. They say last year alone, the debt that they showed as in 2005 as $370 billion would have been $760 billion if it were the audited set of books. And then even with that set of books, if they figured in Medicare, Social Security, some of the other pension funds and stuff, the debt would have been $3.5 trillion. Now, here's some young boys in here, young girls. You get a job, you pay into the Social Security So that when you reach 65 years of age, you start collecting benefits. Sorry. By the time you get there, son, ain't gonna be nothing there for you. They're gonna take as much as they can from your salary. And they're betting that you won't reach 65. And most of our young men don't reach 65.